get our groove on for a little
Oh,
bit.
let's rocking.
The Outside the NBA theme
Yeah.
song.
Okay. Okay.
Come on in, bring a friend.
Come on.
That dude was picking that bass, wasn't he?
You hit a little ding. A little ding.
Come on in. All right. Thank you so much. Welcome to Outside the NBA.
Ooh.
Part of Me and D Productions. You got your host here. I'm David Johnson, along with
Dave Jr. was happening.
T Page was good.
T Peasy. Say what's happening.
T
What's happening?
Peasy.
Man, we got
Good,
the
good.
group here.
What do you
Missing a
mean?
couple, but hey, if it's one or two of us, we're good to go. We're ready to talk a little outside the NBA. A lot
Let's
has
do it.
happened since we were last on here, and the regular season ends next Sunday, the 13th. So when we come out again, playoffs will be in full effect. The playoff first round of the play-ins will be over, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. But yeah, let's talk some NBA, fellas.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's good?
I got one for you. So listen to this scenario, and you got to listen closely. Player X plays for your team 6 full seasons, did not, I repeat, did not lead you to an NBA final or championship, was not named the league MVP in any of those seasons. Do you retire his number? And then I tell you why I phrased it that way.
They played 6 seasons,
Full seasons
Full
for
seasons.
your favorite team.
but they never
Never led you to the finals.
led you to the finals, never led you to even a championship.
Mm-mm. Never named the league MVP in any of those years he was with you. Do you see yourself putting that jersey in the rafters with all your favorite players or the players of the past?
So I think there's a little gray area in it because if specifically for a city, if they made a lot of contributions off the court to that city, because there's a lot of players you could be in the Hall of Fame not only for what you did on the court for that team, but I feel like also they throw in a little what do you do outside. Some people stay back and coach, some people become an assistant, some people become part of that city and embodies that city and just each relives that city and through the contributions, through whatever, if it's charity, fundraising, such and such like that, what they've done to help that city boost after their career. I can see them, then their jersey getting retired.
I'll help you out. It's Carmelo Anthony.
I knew that. I knew it.
I was about to say,
I knew
just
it.
for a franchise, yeah. Because just for those 6 seasons, it was very impactful. He was Melo before LaMelo.
Right.
That's Melo.
How impactful was he if he didn't win a championship?
That was my point. That's been my argument. That I get that he was a good player in your uniform, but you had several good players. I don't think they retired Allen Houston's number. I don't think they retired John
name.
Starks, who hit a big shot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Melo never even got him there.
I know, but you can't think of any. If you say name some different Nuggets players right now, Carmelo Anthony, and then
Well, this is New York though.
talking about
Discussing.
Oh, New York.
The Knicks are
New
talking
York?
about retiring his number.
Oh, New York.
Mm-hmm.
He was cold in New York too. I don't know. Me personally, it depends on who the person is. Like I said, and their impact.
So now, go ahead.
Melo has more of an influence. I think would be a better word than impact.
There you go.
Influences the culture.
There you go. And then influence or impact. You still go. I go back to when they played on Christmas. Anytime it was the Knicks, it's Melo versus somebody. Now he went with the bread, but I think he would be more of an influence. He'd be like an AI.
Yeah.
It's your influence alone and with your culture. Cause that's Melo. He straight from B-More, the hood. He represented a lot of people. Just that grit, that hunger.
Okay.
I can say it depends on the person is. Now if you just Joe Schmo, but he did leave an impact and an influence on basketball. So I would say yes. If it depends who it might be biased, but that's what it is anyway.
Right. Well, and I guess it really depends on how you feel. I think there's a big push from ownership that they feel that they want his jersey up in the rafters. I just thought I would, because these are his. This is
That's
part
what
of
it
his
is.
legacy. These are his stats. I'm not talking stats per se, but it's his line. He was there 6 full seasons. Never led him to an NBA final. Never
You
led
really
him
do shit.
in the championship. That's what I see. He was a star. He was a star attraction when he
You
was
cool,
there.
but
Yeah.
while you was there.
Well, from a business perspective, he did put butts in seats.
That's
He
what
did.
I'm saying. Maybe
He
like,
sold tickets, so I'll give him that.
Right.
I just
So I'm
think it's
trying to think, trade somebody for your Celtics that would rival that or be along the same lines. Because some people said that KG's number shouldn't not have been retired as a Celtic because he only played there a few seasons. Now he
But
was
he
an
did.
immediate impact, and they won a championship.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like sometimes it's
But then they iced out Ray Allen. That's the part that pisses me off. They didn't retire Ray's number.
because he played for the Ops. That's why I said it's kind of biased.
But when he won a championship, he won it with you.
But that's why I say it's biased. It doesn't even go off what's fair.
Right.
It's all favoritism because you clearly see like why wouldn't Ray Allen be in there? You know why he
He
didn't?
definitely hit some big shots in that series.
What? And the
Yeah.
lobby is still don't retire his number. He went to go play with Miami and got us out the
with
playoffs.
LeBron too.
With LeBron too. So
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, they ain't effing with him. So that's why I'd be like, it's almost like it's up to that franchise because it is for great areas. If they came in immediately, it's almost like, would you retire Kawhi's number in Toronto? Only there for what, a year or two?
Was
But
it
he
2 seasons or just the one? No, he was just there for the one.
And
It
one
might have
season-
been there for the one. And
one
that
season,
one,
one title.
he bought you a championship.
He was very instrumental in winning that title. He was the key piece for you winning. So in that, I would retire his for that one season.
Right, for that one season.
I think if you help someone get to a title, then you deserve, and you were a key factor. And then he was the MVP too. So yeah, I would imagine I could see him being in the Raptors for Toronto.
Yeah.
The,
That's good.
the Raptors for the Raptors.
Raptors.
The Raptors for the Raptors. But no, I wanted to bring that up. And while we're talking about Melo, congratulations to the 2025 Hall of Fame class. Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Sue Bird. There you go. Hey,
Product placement.
product placement.
On this whole thing,
And hit up
We are
Trey.
powered by Excess.
X-ass.
And that's the flavor right there. You got it right there, Trey.
That mango, pineapple, guava hit every time.
Every time. So going back to it, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Sylvia Fowles, and Coach Billy Donovan, just to name a few of the headliners that will be enshrined in the Naismith Hall of Fame. So they were, I guess, named over the weekend, this past weekend, while at the Final Four. So that's a good list. Carmelo, like we just said, he was very impactful, did win a championship with Syracuse. Dwight, I don't remember him winning a championship. Dwight Howard.
I don't remember that.
He
He went to a championship.
He went to one. I don't remember
went to
him
a final.
winning one.
Oh, he did. He did with the Lakers
Oh, in the bubble.
in the bubble.
That's right.
It was him, JaVale McGee, AD,
Yeah. That's right.
LeBron,
Bron.
Rondo. If you go back and look at that roster, it was
What's the dude? Alex, the one I didn't want them to trade. Yeah, there you go.
Caruso,
He was balling in the bubble.
and what's the light
He
skin?
plays tough.
Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma.
Mm-hmm. Was Ingram on that team or he? Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No,
Not
they
Brandon.
traded him to get AD. That's
had,
right.
Is it Danny Green? What's his name?
Yeah.
Yep,
I think
Danny
he
Green.
was on there. Yeah, damn, dude.
Yep.
Good callback.
But they had a squad.
They did have that team. Danny Green had a couple teams he balled with. San
Spurs.
Antonio.
Yep, Spurs, Lakers with them,
Spurs.
Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's 3-time champion.
Philadelphia. I remember with the Sixers.
He was on there for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
He won
okay.
the championship with Kawhi in Toronto too. I'm pretty sure.
I think he was.
You're right.
Yeah, he won the championship with Kawhi in Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember him hitting a couple big threes in that series against the Golden State. Interesting. Trey, I know you had a topic you wanted to bring up. Go ahead and introduce that to the folks.
Yeah. So I've been thinking if we just ask everybody your top 5 players in NBA history,
Hey, so is this your starting five? Is this your?
This would be
I'm talking about overall who you think are the top 5 best players, not your
Oh.
starting 5, your overall top 5 best players.
like historically,
Mm.
like
Yep.
historics. So you're just saying everybody.
Okay,
I think I already got mine.
go ahead, D. I'll let you
Does it have to be
start.
chronological? It's not in any order, but these
No,
are
No,
yeah.
Michael, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, either Shaq or Kareem. I'll go Kareem.
a lot of Lakers.
Yeah.
Should be.
And I don't even know if I can argue with that when Kareem
something.
has to be on there, probably one of the best centers ever. That's fun. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
Him or Shaq. Me personally. Now, if it was my faves list, Shaq is in there. But
We're gonna come back to Shaq in a minute. So let me see. I can't go against it.
Okay.
I can. I gotta have Magic as my point guard. Yeah, I can't take the Mamba out of there. LeBron, what he's done for the game, Mike. Yeah. We agree, D, that
because I'm thinking
we're in lockstep on that one. Trey, who you got? Your top
Trey, you
5.
got Trey.
Okay. I think we differ with just one because I would go MJ, Kobe. Gotta have LeBron, Kareem. My 5th one, I'm gonna say Tim Duncan.
I don't
The
mind.
big fundamental.
I'm trying to think because if we're
Tim
gonna do
Duncan.
that,
I'd love to see his numbers, how they stack up when we
Yeah.
just
numbers,
And I was debating with my friends a few years back because he was saying Shaq was more dominant. Well, Shaq was better than Tim Duncan. And I said, no, Tim Duncan was better than Shaq. And that's why I started pulling the numbers. And Tim Duncan beat Shaq in almost every category.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say
yeah, you're probably right.
would be Tim Duncan. More dominant would be Shaq. Just his that little spurt that he was Shaq Diesel, Shaq Attack.
All right, so you almost have
unstoppable.
read my notes. I got a who you got. Morph this right into a who you got.
Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal, Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic is pretty much the European Shaq. Like in today's
And can
game,
hit free throws.
in today's game now, he is the Shaq of today's game because the way he dominates. Now, back then, Shaq was more dominant because it was paint presence. You go in the paint with it.
Right.
In today's game, Embiid
He probably would be
paint.
shooting jumpers, wouldn't he?
He probably would. If Shaq could have kept the weight off a little bit, because he was slender in Magic. If he could have picked a good weight between Laker and Magic Shaq, just more broadly and like more in shape, he could play in today's game.
And that's the one reason Kobe used to be so pissed off at him,
so
because
heavy, so quick.
he'd come into camp out of shape, partied the whole summer. After they would win the championship, so your summer is actually shorter than the other teams, but he wouldn't come in shape. He'd play himself into shape. But
that's a good question though. It's because Shaq's
and like you said, Shaq Diesel.
There's
nothing that Nikola Jokic would be able to do with him. He'd have to stay on the outside.
You're not holding Shaq.
You're not holding Shaq down at all. Shaq was going up against Yao Ming, and you thought Shaq was big.
Right.
And Yao Ming was, 4 or 5 inches taller and bigger than Shaq was.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking the only one who could make, I'm not even saying, because he would probably get hurt. Joel Embiid is probably the only one who can probably body him, but he going to get hurt. He's not.
Body who?
No, because back then, there were some centers and.
Now, he wouldn't be able to,
nah.
He wouldn't even be able to body Kareem as skinny as Kareem was.
It's tough because that's a good question. That's tough because Jokic style is that you can't question what Jokic has done.
The man averages a triple-double.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Now Shaq might average a different one because he could rebound and he could dish the ball. But I think he would get you on blocks.
Yeah, blocks, rebounds, and points.
Oh, I'd like to see you mentioned Tim Duncan, him against Wemby in their primes. And Wemby's not there yet.
No, he's not there.
But
we gotta get a little more.
He's gonna need to gain some weight though.
Yeah, even to combat with those type of
he's gonna be
players.
like Greek Freak, but a Greek Freak that can shoot is gonna be Wemby.
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna be him.
A little bit, yeah, because he's more like perimeter player.
Yeah,
Greek Freak reminds me a lot. And more I keep watching him of Hakeem Olajuwon. Just how he can just dominate, can run the floor well.
he actually he practices with Hakeem Olajuwon. I think during
I forgot about that. He does work out with them, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what a lot of that move set mindset comes from.
His footwork is getting better and better. It's funny with the little knick-knack or ticky-tack injuries that he suffered. We don't talk about him as much, but the dude's still a dominant ball player.
Mm-hmm.
He still got some serious game left.
Yeah, he went off.
I'd like to see him go somewhere else, maybe where he can team up with someone. And
imagine him in a big market.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, I'm telling you.
There was a lot of talk about 2-3 years ago before he signed his new deal, his extension, that he was going to go to Golden State. Could you imagine him and Steph working together?
Oh my God.
With Jimmy Butler too, the way he's been playing.
Man, if they get oh yeah. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's not a taco.
And honestly, I like Greek Freak. I like how he plays. Pause. But yeah, that was supposed to be with Dame, but it hasn't really panned out like that.
It hasn't.
Very disappointing.
And it was like that's almost the segue to where has your game gone? Do you think Dame's game is gone? Because here lately, I ain't seen it. Where has your
Is that your game over there?
Nah, it ain't. It can't. That's too close.
You say it's too close.
I can still see it.
It's off in the distance.
Yeah, your game gone, bruh. Your game
That's what
gone.
you do. That's when you turn around. The game's behind you. There it is. Yeah, you dropped it.
Because Dame and Greek Freak, that was supposed to be something to
We were
compete.
so excited when the move was made. We were like,
was-
oh, you can almost pencil that championship in.
Man, yeah, at least
Get to the finals.
Finals, right?
Yeah.
Eastern Conference Finals.
They hadn't even done that.
Sniff that.
So it's been 2 years. This is the second year, right? So Dame will probably most likely still be out. Looking at it, the Bucks right now will take on the Pacers as the playoffs started today. Pacers been quiet after
The year last year.
after last year.
And the hype that they had, they've been cruising.
They're in fourth place, 47-31. Bucks are fifth, 44-34. So, yeah, that's still a tight conference as well. It's not a Pistons is holding on to that sixth spot though.
Yeah, they're holding tight. They're still playing tough.
Looks like they're going to be okay because seventh, the Magic, they only have 38 wins. Hawks got 37. They're in the play-in right now.
Hey,
70.
we're always in the play-in.
I'm
Man,
playing veterans.
You said what?
and we'll be talking about the play-in in a little bit. D, you had a couple of topics for us?
Yeah, so we'll continue with the who you got. We'll do I had a who you got fountain of youth. Which player right now, these are players over 35 years old, this season.
Over 35.
Yeah, over 35.
So they found their fountain of youth. I got
Found the
you.
fountain of youth. They're sipping from the fountain of youth. LeBron James, Steph Curry, or Kevin Durant. Who you got?
KD don't even need to be there.
Yeah, KD couldn't be in there. I was trying to find someone. Yeah, I was trying to find someone else, but KD.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 24.
He is. KD's looking over at the fountain. Now that's he's looking in the distance at Steph and LeBron across the street.
He's averaging 26.6, 6 rebounds, 4.2 assists.
They're 11th in the West.
Yeah, they trash.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything.
His game is still there. So we'll just do.
Still scoring the ball.
So we'll just do Steph and LeBron.
Okay.
I'll let you two go first. I'm biased when it comes to this.
I'm a LeBron fan.
The numbers.
But off of this, but LeBron is still balling. The past, he's averaging 24 and a half. And I think Steph is averaging 24.4. Both comparable. They're both in the West. Going off of this year alone, I'll probably have to go with Steph. Don't get me wrong, that it edges a little bit out of LeBron. Now, LeBron, don't get me wrong, if we're just going off of this season, on who you got in there, the style of play, they both had battle injuries, so they were out a little time. But when they are playing, they are definitely the catalyst for their team to win. Head to head, I think. Head to head, the Warriors might edge them out just a little bit.
They just beat them the other night,
Right.
Thursday night in LA. And if the playoffs started right now, that's who those two would be locking up. Yeah,
But I'm
that's first round matchup.
You can't argue what LeBron has done and is still continuing to do. But if this season alone,
Man, my bad.
yo, you okay?
Dude, my bad.
We're doing who you got off of this season,
Fountain of youth.
Fountain of Youth. Who you got, Stephen Curry or LeBron James?
I'm probably gonna have LeBron on this one just because of just doing that at his age. It's pretty remarkable, honestly. Like I go to the gym and my knees is hurting like right after you're done. I'm like, damn, if I'm hurting, how is LeBron able to do this and
Man.
stuff? And it's like he's running up and down. You know, that 5-on-5 ain't no joke. If you're just playing half court, 21, you know that you can do that. But when you get to talking that 5-on-5, that's some straight crazy.
Up and down the court.
Yeah, just how much damage it can do to your body
In a short period of time.
Yeah, for sure. And he's still been doing it for so long. But Steph's actually he's the greatest shooter of all time. But I would go LeBron.
Trey, did you say? I don't think you answered. I think you were about to.
No. I'm about to go with Steph Curry on this one. Yeah, LeBron. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Curry. I was double taking it, but yeah, I'm going with Curry. His impact in the game is just, even to this day, yeah, LeBron's a little bit older, but Curry, when he's not on the floor, the Warriors just don't have a chance at all.
Right.
And Jimmy Butler's there, but I don't know. When I watch the games, I think what I'm trying to say is, give me my bad. I'm having a brain fart. My bad.
No. I mean,
I'm trying to think what he's trying to say.
I mean, that's kind of
because it's tough. It's tough to say.
I keep going back and forth. Really, man. Every point I make, I'm like, damn, maybe I should
make that for LeBron.
Right, you can talk yourself out of it. Yeah.
I think I'm being biased in saying Curry because I think Curry's. I like him more as a player, but LeBron, the impact, like. When he's out on the floor, the Lakers really are trash. Even with Luka on the floor.
At his big age, he's well, especially be 40 years old.
Right.
And the
for
fact
you
that
to be dependent on a 40-year-old to carry
on a 40-year-old to win games, and they're still talking about, can LeBron get it done? They got Luka Doncic there.
I know.
They're talking about LeBron James, so it's just damn. That's just crazy that he's that good.
He has that much pressure.
And in big moments,
too.
they still look to LeBron, which is definitely a compliment to him and his game and his longevity. For me, like I said, I'm biased. It's Steph and me. I watch him every night they play, and they're double teaming them, triple teaming them, knocking them down. I don't think LeBron takes as much abuse, but he is a bigger player too. I think that's the other thing you look at. He looks to be a little bit more durable. But I'm gonna go with Steph, but you can't go wrong with either one. They both have definitely continue to sip from the fountain of youth. Like I said, D, when we talked about it yesterday, since the Jimmy Butler trade, Steph has been rejuvenated. He seems like he's loving the game again, and they're fighting for something. And like I said, if the playoffs started today, they'd be playing the Lakers. So that would be a nice series. Nice series indeed.
Man, that would be a good one.
Got a question for you all. Why do you think the Grizzlies fired Taylor Jenkins with 9 games left? And immediately, I don't even know if they won a game yet. I know they were 0-3.
I think they won.
They might have won either Thursday night. Did they beat the Heat?
I think so. That's what it was. They beat the Heat.
Weren't they on a losing streak too? I think
they had lost 3 of the new coach's first 3 games. And I don't know if they beat Miami or not.
Yeah, they did.
So they did beat Miami.
The 8th.
They're on a 2-game win streak. The Grizzlies are.
What day did he get fired?
It's about a week ago. About a week ago today, wasn't it? I know. Yeah, they still had 9 games left, but
about a week ago.
Why would you not like to say 9 games? Man, season is over. At that point, they were in the 5th spot.
Now they're in the 8th.
Now they're in the 8th spot and looking to try to play in.
It would have to be some politics, some things that are going on.
Something happened because he didn't, like I was saying, the GM didn't even give no type of good answer on what was the reason for the move. He just said it's the best interest of the team. The team didn't even know about it.
Right.
So
they said he was dead man walking. He should have known it was coming during the summer when they fired all of his assistants.
Damn.
And then the new assistants that they hired, he didn't even get to interview them.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. Oh,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He was
he
just
should have known the writing was on the wall. But my
Yeah.
thing is,
He
if
should
you
have
were
published
holding
it.
down that fifth spot,
100%.
but they are tied right now. That's funny. 46 and 32 with the Warriors, the
it's like
Timberwolves, and the
teams.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, it's like a 1, 2, 3.
And they're all
four-way
bunched
tie.
up right there together.
Yep. So, but they're damn. Yeah, they're last.
Look at the Clippers, 46 and 32 in the fifth spot. The
They last-
Nuggets are 47 and 32. They're just
Yeah,
all
that's-
bunched up right there.
I swear,
Mhm.
we're it's dwindling down. Like you said, we only got to shoot.
Season is over next Sunday.
I'm about to say the plan
13th.
starts on what, the 15th through the 16th or whatever.
It starts on the 15th, and we can go ahead and do that. So the seventh place in the East and West will take on the eighth place winner. The winner of the 7-8 game will immediately play the number 2 seed in each conference, and then the eighth place team they take on the 9-10 winner.
Okay, yeah.
So that's crazy. But yeah, it starts on Tuesday, ends on Friday, and then the playoffs actually start on that Saturday, the 19th. So this regular season, like we said, is
Man,
over
that's
next
crazy.
week.
Mhm.
We'll be getting into the play-in and the playoffs, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Do you have another topic for us?
Yeah, I was just gonna go off of it's almost your first segment, which was weird. I did. Is he Hall of Fame worthy? This is a player so pretty much, is this player Hall of Fame worthy, or do you think he'll be eventually in the Hall of Fame? But I said Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
Hall of Fame
he
worthy.
will be. Was he on the team when Kansas won the national championship?
I don't think so.
So
I
he
don't think
probably
so.
was hurt then.
They won it
Yeah,
in 2022. He was already in the NBA, right?
In
Yeah,
the league.
yeah. So he was
Yeah.
already in the league.
I think he came in at 18 or
I'm
something.
gonna say he probably will be because his dominance in Philly, and he won an MVP.
Say right, if he retired right now, you think he's I would say Hall of Famer. Let's just say is he a Hall
No,
of Famer?
I'll say no. Then
Not Hall of Famer.
I say Hall of Good, but not Hall of Fame, not Hall of the Great.
Yeah.
He doesn't even. I don't think he plays enough. Well, he's not on
It's
the
like
court
Uncle
enough.
Dwight Howard almost. Now that we talk about it, we discussed the class a little bit earlier, but
Mm-hmm.
when you think about him, was he really as dominant as he should have been and could have been?
That short spurt, he was. I think they're gonna give it to him because he got that ring.
Oh, he's already in it. Yeah, he's already.
Oh,
They already named him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now take that ring away, He might not be in there
Right.
right off the bat. That ring adds a little bit more emphasis to your name, adds it more saying
It most
boldness to
certainly
your name.
does. It's a team accomplishment, but once you have that back and you're like, okay, you
It's
can put
like,
some
you know what I'm
respect
saying?
on them. It's like
Right.
a
Especially if
freaking,
they had a solid
And it is
career.
college and pro. That's the one thing about the Naismith. It is what you've done in college and professionally.
Mm.
All right, and one more. Okay, it's not your team. So, of these teams that are possibly in the play-in, who would you follow?
Pistons.
That's not my team.
That's not your team
My team.
that you'd like to watch. If your team got knocked out, who would root for or semi keep an eye on?
Let me see, because my trash Hawks.
I probably would watch the Timberwolves just to see if Ant-Man can duplicate what he did a year ago. Because nothing in the East excites me. Bulls, Heat, Magic, and the Hawks. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Kings don't excite me. The Mavs don't excite me.
Whoa.
I would say maybe I'm gonna say the Grizzlies. I'm gonna say Grizzlies because I'm gonna see if Ja gonna be stupid some more.
Yeah.
See if
he-
he don't
Give
shoot
away
somebody
another
else.
75
Get
grand.
another 75 grand.
Man, we could have our studio built right now.
75K.
Just donate it to us. Just go ahead and donate it to us, man.
Sponsored by.
The Sit
That's
Your Ass
funny.
There
Down
you go.
fundraiser. Ja
Yeah, to get some bullet company that we wanted to sponsor.
Smith and Wesson.
I forgot who does bullets.
I'm about to say Winchester Bullets. Like
Right.
Exactly.
50 cal.
PMC.
PMC.
Dre, you got anything for us? Because
yeah,
I was going to
yeah.
say, we'll be signing off soon.
No, for sure. My team would probably be. I like the Nuggets. I feel like.
Well, they're not in
know.
the play-in, though.
Oh,
No, I was saying
so-
of the play-in teams.
Oh shoot, the playing teams. Damn, I didn't even. Damn, I guess it would have to be the Timberwolves. I don't really like freaking Julius Randle, but I like Anthony. I like
By the time
Anthony.
they get there, he may not be playing either. He's hurt quite
Man.
often.
Yeah, by the time they need him, and he gonna be trying to bring the ball up the floor and get injured and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trey, did you say a team? I don't think you said a team.
I was looking in the East. I like the Orlando Magic. I'm not a fan of them, but they got a lot of young talent.
Martin Carroll.
Montero's cold.
I feel like they could just knock off somebody in the first round, just be an exciting watch in the first and for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They go play.
I was rooting
They
for
got to
them
play the
last year.
Celtics. I don't think they'll go far.
Nah.
Ooh.
Who knocked them off last year? Was it the Knicks?
Who the Orlando?
Yeah, Orlando. Or
I think it was
forgot who it
Cleveland.
was.
It was Cleveland.
Cleveland knocked them off, yeah,
I think it was
because
pretty much Cleveland.
I think they took Cleveland 7 games, didn't
Yeah,
they?
no,
If I remember right.
Yeah, it was a good
Oh,
series. It went
yeah.
all the way.
I'm
Went
about
to
to
that
say,
last
that
game. It
series.
went to that final game.
Yeah, they had
I
a
think
real
that was a
good
close game.
series.
I swear that was a good series.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the one question that me and D talked about yesterday on our podcast with the NFL having a triple header on Christmas Day. They're taking away more and more of the shine from the NBA.
I know, and LeBron didn't like that last year. He was like, "This is our day. Have some respect."
Well, they added a game, LeBron. They took away that respect. It's going to be
crazy.
harder and harder to be able to sit down and watch a good NBA game on Christmas Day.
You gotta
They
put it in the
said-
background.
They said, "There's no face of the league. We're not showing no respect."
I don't blame them. The NFL knows how to make money. They know how to pull,
Yeah.
put
Revenue.
people in the stands and get eyeballs on the TV.
They can have a game. They can have a game in freaking Germany, and that shit'll be sold out. They're like, "Oh wow, what the hell?"
They do sell out overseas. I don't care so much when the teams go out of the country. It seems like those games aren't meaningful, even though they do count towards the record.
I kind of know what you're saying.
'Cause
It's
they
almost
send-
like a
They send the freaking shittiest teams over there that nobody wants to see. It's like, okay,
right
Jacksonville,
and-
Jacksonville versus New England Patriots. Like,
The Jacksonville Londoners.
at 6:30 a.m. Like,
Gerard
trying to watch-
Mayo on
wake up and
coaching
watch
the
that.
fucking
Like,
team.
Right.
damn,
Right.
Carolina versus. I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to watch
The
that.
Patriots been there, but they did send Kansas City here lately. They sent
they did.
Miami over. They started getting
I wanna
some
say
better
that.
teams to
I know
go.
the Falcons was over there.
It was
They
like
were in Germany, but they were in
UK,
was it London.
That might
Yeah,
be
UK,
London.
yeah.
Meet me at the London.
It's like
Meet me
it's
at the
a
London.
punishment.
Did
They trying to
Coop miss a kick in London too?
Oh, I think we need to replace him. I don't
Damn.
even talk about Cool.
Hey, speaking of which, man, we're in an NBA
Young-
podcast.
I
Never
know.
mind.
Right, yeah,
I had to
yeah.
almost slip
See how
back
it
into
takes over.
right.
It took over. Right, it's just real life
it-
time.
It just eased on in there. We
Yeah,
started
just
We literally
like
were-
talking football all of a sudden.
talk about
We
the
said,
NFL.
we said, okay, it's taking over Christmas. It,
Right.
it
And it just
took
trans-
over the podcast.
Took over
Took
the
over the
podcast.
podcast.
We went into football mode.
Man.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Oh, my thing, I was gonna say, who was freaking Alexander Ovechkin, the great one? With him breaking that record, who would you equate him to in the NBA? That's what I was gonna
Ooh.
say.
LeBron.
Yeah, I was gonna. It would
It'd have to be
LeBron.
LeBron, being that he's 39 years old and
Kinda
still
same-
playing at a high level. Now, if
same
Steph
story.
were 39, maybe I'd say him, but it'd have to be Ovechkin. And again,
and Brian.
and you're talking a record that won't be broken because if he comes back, just say 1 or 2 more seasons, he's going to
That's
average
when he's gonna start.
probably
yeah.
20 to 30 more. Yeah, he's going to score,
Yeah.
should I say, 20 to 30 more goals.
Yeah,
He's just going to put the record out of reach, just like LeBron is doing now. Every time he breaks a record, it's not going to be, it's not going to be touched.
Yeah,
He's
that's
going to,
true.
you start looking at that record book and you can see LeBron James up and down. It's going to be hard to talk about the game of basketball going forward without mentioning
think
his name at some
I think
point.
it's crazy that they also said it took the same amount of games as they did it, like within the same amount of games or something.
Took him the same amount of games to break the record that it took Gretzky to set the record, and they
Dang.
did it against the same team, the New York Islanders.
Okay,
Wow.
that's
That's
crazy.
scary almost.
right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a coincidence. I don't know. I don't know what you call that right there. But
Yeah,
that's
I don't know what you call that one,
Circle
but
of life. That's a
Conspiracy.
It's scary.
another entertainment for sure. If you could,
Right.
that's surreal right there.
that's very If you played some numbers or had some numbers to play on that day,
Man,
Yeah.
play him.
play him for
I want
sure.
more for us.
But yeah, but I agree for just the equivalent to LeBron. I might have to bring this up on the next episode. It was like 10 records set by LeBron that will probably never be broken.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like the
I would
first-
Yeah, bring that up on the next one. Let's
Yeah, I'll
do
bring it on
that.
the next one. And then the 10 were just like, oh damn, this dude is really out here setting and just
Just-
Well, the
setting
40,000 points is enough.
50,000 points was one. He's the only player to average 40,000, 10,000, and 10,000. 40,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists.
That's just stupid, man. It almost made me cuss because that's so damn stupid. You know? I'm like, damn.
Like, come on, bro.
like all he know is basketball.
Bro,
That's
all
freaking
he
crazy.
know is basketball. That's ridiculous.
Think about that. He's been playing it at the professional level for more than half his life.
Yeah,
At 18
That's
to
crazy.
40.
That right there within itself. I mean, at the
That's-
professional level, then we still go back to at a high level at that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
High
just
school.
marvel at him, what he still can do and what he brings to his team.
I still say you gotta respect like the game that came before you a little bit,
Right.
Because I feel like people can forget history and they just freaking out over Kevin Durant, LeBron, just more of the recent superstars and stuff, which is as they should. Because like you said, you ain't gonna see LeBron do what he's doing now. You probably won't see in our lifetime.
I don't
It'll-
think we'll see it in any lifetime. The longevity just won't be there.
That
He's,
might be
he's
like
a
some
once in a
form-
lifetime athlete for real. He's
Yeah.
truly that. And when you say generational, he's truly a generational athlete.
I'm about to say because like with soccer, sometimes you see like that. I think it was like the Philadelphia MLS team. They got somebody that's 15 playing, and like in
Damn.
NBA, we might have somebody that comes over.
They don't
maybe-
play long though. That's the thing. That game is so physical.
Yeah,
They're not going to play 20 something years. I think Pele, who's one of the best ever, he was
Mhm.
playing up in his 40s, but yeah.
that's
I don't know how many records he still holds. I think
with the regulations.
Messi and the other fellow what's the other one?
Ronaldo.
Yeah, I think they've pretty much shattered some of his records. But yeah, what LeBron is doing, yeah, D, most definitely. When our next, we'll be talking playoffs, and I'd like to go ahead and we need to discuss
We
that.
discuss those.
Yeah, that'd be real good.
Yeah, they bring. I'm saying definitely
Maybe
bring
do
that.
5, and then we do 5 another week, something
Mhm.
like that. We'll see.
And then Duke just disappointing everybody just this weekend. That was freaking just
They
tastefully
definitely
bad.
choked on. They definitely choked.
Man,
Yeah, they had
they
that game.
gave that game away.
They gave that game
All the
away.
turnovers in the second half. It's just come on, freaking.
They couldn't
My
handle
thing
it.
still though, I just go back to how do you not know how to inbound the basketball? You just forgot 3 or 4 different times. They just got you. You got bailed out one time because the dude slapped the ball out of bounds, but outside of that, you just act like you don't know how to get the ball in.
I
So,
swear, it's
crazy.
just there's no words for it. But that's how they didn't really want to see 4 number ones be in the Final Four anyway. It just
But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Duke wasn't
yeah,
Duke
yeah,
wasn't the one you expected to lose.
Right.
yeah, I know they wanted something to happen essentially, but
I feel when all the big name schools and the number 1 seeds advance, that's good for TV. Everybody likes a Cinderella story, but ratings prove that everybody likes the big names in the Final Four.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
No, I agree for sure.
That's what we talked
wanna
about.
see-
You want to see the Cinderella that first weekend.
mhm.
After that, you want the Blue Bloods and the big name schools
Let's
to
say
get
they got a
there.
really, really good
Against
story or
Jayhawks.
something like that.
I'm like a crazy story,
Like a crazy, crazy story. Like
the
my
Quinn
son and
Rader-
my grandson is on the team.
Yeah. You're right. Crazy.
son,
crazy
grandson,
stuff.
and grandpa is
Somebody
coaching.
I'm related to is on that team. But outside of that, yeah, I want to see Duke and I want to see Kentucky and the other teams.
The
but
Blue Blood School.
those
'cause
Blue Bloods.
Yeah, like you said, the little small town where the school come from, they don't produce enough ratings. Nobody wants to see that. They want to see Cooper Flag go out there.
Yeah,
and
you want to
just
see.
go
You
crazy.
want to see the best. You want to see.
One thing I learned about Walter Clayton Jr., who's playing tonight in the
I'm about to say, yeah,
championship
Walter
game.
Junior.
He played for Iona and was coached by Rick Pitino.
Wow.
That I didn't know that
Iona.
about him till I heard that today.
Yeah, they say he's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, they say he might be a lottery pick now.
He's a ball. Like he was balling that game against
Saturday
Auburn.
night. Well,
Yeah.
even the
Yeah.
game against leading into who
Elite
did
Eight.
they play? for them to get to.
Was it St. John's? No, no, it was.
Or was it Arkansas?
I think it was Arkansas.
I think it was Arkansas.
Yeah, it had to be Arkansas.
SEC had some good teams, didn't they? Or a lot of teams.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had 14, but I think a lot of them got knocked off that first round. That was because
Tennessee made it pretty far.
Yeah, Tennessee made it to the Elite Eight.
I think they.
Yeah.
No,
Trey.
Trey. I'm sorry, Trey. I'm sorry.
No,
I
they
meant Trey.
Yeah, I say no.
They
Don't point them out.
They need to go to the Crown tournament. Hope they get invited to the Crown Championship.
That NIL money.
I'm about to say that was the only time Drake had a victory this year.
Damn.
That was good. That was good. For real though. He ain't had one in a good time.
They had L since.
Who's calling my phone? Who's calling that? You heard his new song, that Nokia?
Yeah,
Phone.
That's actually a pretty nice phone.
I'm about to say,
I mean, phone. Song. Nokia was a good phone back in the day.
Yeah, they had that good battery and it was reliable.
Yeah, it
Girl.
was. Baby girl.
Girl.
Every time I hear that, it reminds me when I used to say that, baby girl.
Baby girl.
All right, fellas. Good segment. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We will be back in 2 weeks talking playoffs,
Yeah.
talking LeBron records. It won't be broken. We thank y'all for joining Outside the NBA.
Yeah.
I sure forgot to bring up too how the 76ers. They had to, I know. I'm gonna say I got to get it up. While the 76ers all got sat down. I know. Did you guys talk about that?
Nope, and we're not talking about that.
Yo,
We're out, man.
Hey, real
Deuces.
quick.
Hey, hold on.
This is
Hey,
the-
Oh, here it goes.
Brown versus Board of Education. What'd you think? You can be here all night.
oh, he said, hey, hold on.